degrees. That's not bad. 82 is our forecast size tomorrow, 81 on Sunday, 82 on Monday, 81 on Tuesday. Hey, guess what? 82. The couple of days after that, so go for it next time. I like it. 75 Thursday is perfect. Not bad. Yeah. See you tonight. See you tonight. Tonight, a 911 meltdown. Parts of the nation's emergency phone system knocked out for hours. What caused the outage? Is it finally fixed? The deadly winter storm that swept through the country. How much more is coming? When you capture a man, they say killed a police officer during a traffic stop. China's secret installation. What exactly is going on at this base in Argentina, and why some American experts are concerned? And Sears on the brink. The iconic American retailer is up for sale, and today was the last day to bid. Will Sears survive to see another year?
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening, I'm Kate Snow in for Lester. Tonight we begin with what many are viewing as an unacceptable emergency across the country on Thursday and today. People in some areas trying to dial 911 call centers instead got a busy signal. Local authorities urged residents to go back to calling local phone lines, numbers most people just don't know. Federal regulators opened an investigation into what happened. We get the latest from NBC's Ron Mott.
For the second day in a row, potentially millions of Americans dialing 911 would not have gotten this.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
An extensive outage at telecommunications company CenturyLink knocked some emergency call centers offline for certain callers around the country, highlighted in this map from the website Down Detector. In a series of tweets beginning late Thursday, CenturyLink said its engineers had, quote, identified a network element and that the problem would be restored within 4 hours. But today, more than 14 hours later, the company reported technicians were still working to restore services, announcing a fix an hour later. The head of the FCC announced an investigation, calling the outage completely unacceptable, its breadth and duration particularly troubling. CenturyLink has not provided details on what caused the disruption, and it's unclear if the outage prevented anyone from receiving emergency assistance. Many of the affected emergency response agencies suggested people call their local police department's 10-digit phone number if they need help. With its 911 system out, Boston Fire tweeted a picture of its old street fireboxes, operational since 1852, in the case of an actual emergency. Ron Mott, NBC News, Chicago.
As we head into a long weekend for many of us, a winter storm system creating some dangerous, even deadly conditions on the roads. Snow blanketed much of the plains, Midwest, and southwestern U.S., and flooding is the concern along the East Coast. NBC's Kerry Sanders brings us this update.
The end of the year weather not letting up and turning deadly, resulting in at least 6 weather-related deaths. Snowstorms bringing blizzard conditions to parts of Minnesota. Time-lapse video showing almost a foot of snow dumped in 36 hours. The icy mix snarling traffic in Kansas. The near whiteout conditions driven by powerful wind gusts, making it difficult for some drivers to control their big rigs. Almost 34 million people in the East under flood watches Friday. In Tennessee, a 30-year-old woman's body was recovered after she was reportedly swept away by rushing waters. In Atlanta, torrential rains hitting already soaked soil, leading to some localized flooding. It's expected most of the standing water will recede overnight. In New Hampshire, snow and freezing rain, a dangerous mix. Portions of I-89 just over the Massachusetts border closed down for hours today after several trucks jackknifed. And if you're traveling today or tomorrow for a New Year's celebration, the best advice, pay close attention to the weather. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Birmingham, Alabama.
We're joined now by NBC meteorologist Dylan Dreyer. So, Dylan, what can people expect from these storms tonight and into the weekend?
Well, Kate, this rain is finally coming to an end here in New York City, but you go a little farther south and we still have some of that heavier rain across the mid-Atlantic, and further south still, we'll be dealing with rain through the night, although the severity of these storms is not as intense. Now, once we get into the weekend, starting tomorrow, we are going to begin with a real quiet start to this long holiday weekend for New Year's. So we are going to see mainly sunny skies across a good portion of the country. That is a good travel day. Now, once we go into Sunday, things take a turn. We are looking for snow to move back into the northern Rockies on Sunday. Cold air settles in across the eastern 2/3 of the country. Then on Monday, that snow from the Rockies moves into the Midwest. So we're looking at another snowy day across Minnesota and across parts of the Plain States. We're also looking at really heavy rain from the Great Lakes right down to the Gulf Coast. Now, midnight on Monday night into Tuesday morning for New Year's Eve itself, it is going to be very, very rainy up and down the East Coast, but mild. In the plains, though, we're looking for temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees below average. Then we start off 2019 with mostly quiet weather, although it is going to start getting very cold from the northern plains down to the southern plains, temperatures running about 20 degrees below average. And then it looks like we'll get into more typical wintry weather as we get into the new year, as temperatures do get pretty chilly across most of the country.
Plenty going on, Dylan. Thank you. An update now on the manhunt for a suspect in the killing of a police officer in California during a traffic stop. Police now have a man in custody. NBC's Morgan Chesky has been following the story for us and has our report.
The suspect is in custody. Tonight, Gustavo Perez Arriaga arrested. Officer Singh's handcuffs were brought down, and they're on that guy. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. A tearful thanks from the younger brother of Corporal Ranil Singh, shot and killed Wednesday morning by a man now behind bars. Investigators say Arriaga is a known gang member in the country illegally and was fleeing to Mexico. We were going to relentlessly pursue this criminal. The search launching early Wednesday. Corporal Singh, an immigrant from Fiji, killed hours after taking this picture with his wife and 5-month-old son. This morning, the search moved nearly 200 miles to the south, SWAT converging on a Bakersfield home.
SWAT trucks, police everywhere.
Police arrested Arriaga and 5 others charged with aiding his escape. On behalf of the Newman Police Department and the city of Newman, we are extremely grateful. A man beloved by the people he served. Morgan Chesky, NBC News.
There's also new information tonight about the 8-year-old Guatemalan boy who died in U.S. custody after crossing the border with his father. Doctors now say they know more about his condition before he died. Here's NBC's Kathy Park.
4 days after 8-year-old Felipe Gomez Alonso died in U.S. Customs and Border Protection custody, new autopsy results show that the boy tested positive for the flu, with medical investigators still working to determine an official cause of death. Felipe, now the second migrant child to die this month in U.S. custody. Today, Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen making a personal visit to the border after directing a series of protective measures, including secondary medical screenings for all children. Back in this one-room home in Guatemala, Felipe's mother said her son was healthy the last time she spoke to him, just before he crossed the border with his father. Nielsen making a plea to families like Felipe's. I once again ask, beg parents to not place your children at risk by taking a dangerous journey north. Meanwhile, Felipe's family asking for closure. His mother saying, the only thing I want is his body back so I can bury him. An attempt to escape poverty, now overshadowed by pain. Kathy Park, NBC News.
Late word tonight that there could be new life for Sears. CNBC reporting the company's chairman, Eddie Lampert, submitted a bid today to buy the struggling retail giant. Reuters says the offer was for about $4.6 billion, potentially saving the jobs of tens of thousands of employees. Sears filed for bankruptcy in October and has announced plans already to close more than 250 stores. Today was the last day for potential buyers to bid for the company. Still no real progress on the government shutdown. Now in its 7th day, there has been plenty of blame thrown around and threats in circulation on Twitter, predictably. The president today said he might shut down the whole southern border, but can he really do that? NBC's chief White House correspondent, Hallie Jackson, joins me now. Hallie?
Kate, good evening to you. So no action as it relates to the shutdown, but a fair amount of talk, the messaging battle. The president has been out on Twitter making that new threat to close the entire southern border if he does not
not get the money that he wants for some kind of a border barrier. But many legal experts say that is simply a non-starter, given the U.S. citizens who need to cross the border and trade deals like NAFTA. Nancy Pelosi's office says Democrats are united against the wall. So that's where we are. The next pivot point to watch, the next date, that'll be Thursday when Democrats take control of the House. That could shake something.
Baby,
Washington seems to be stuck in this.
I'm coming right in.
Hundreds of thousands of federal workers stuck in the middle. Kate?
Happy New Year. Hallie Jackson, thanks so much. As 2018 draws to a close, it's time to think about those we've lost this year in our own lives and those familiar to all of us. Tonight, we consider the lives they lived and the ways they made a difference in our American story.
Give us a chance, we'll take it. We'll break it. We'll make our dreams come true. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them all. There you have the back of life. The back of life.
You will get your rifle a girl's name. Get your hat, leave your worries on the doorstep. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. But just remember one thing, don't forget the bubbly. Yesterday, when I was young, so many happy songs were waiting to be sung. So many wild pleasures lay in store for me, and so much pain my fellow eyes refused to see.
Building a better bank starts with looking at something old and saying, really? So we built Cafe One Cafes with savings and checking accounts you can open from here in 5 minutes. This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
It's probably the most important chef of the last 100 years.
I'm a traveling man, made a lot of stops all over the world.